That's the remaining team in lane 1. Kawada, Buku, Dankescu and Dobrescu. That'll be the remaining team. Lane 2 in Denmark. Well, they've got a good team. Jensen, Mortensen, Hugard and Jacobsen. So you've got to fancy them. And the Swedish team, well, they always seem to get a good team together. Johncke, Schultz, Lundin and Nilsson. So Nilsson, great 200 freestyle swimmer, good girl to finish off with. But there is the team from Germany, no doubt about. They're the favourites, and I could see them winning by at least 6-7 seconds, even more. Keelglass, Osygus, Van Almsick, and that's the team from Great Britain. Hear the noise from this crowd in Sheffield. Goes through their start order. Hardcastle goes first, Armitage is second, Haddart third, and Pickering will go as the anchor. Italy, Borgato, Valorini, Viani, and Slavaraggio. So all these teams tough. And the Dutch team, well, again, they've changed their team around a bit. Wielgus, Tellingen, Gert, and Karen Brunes will be the anchor for the Dutch team. And in lane number 8, team from France, Astruc, Loret, Tijou, and finishing off with Lewinsky. So it's the final of the women's 4 by 200 meters, 4 lengths of the pool, freestyle. And it's very important that the first swimmer stays in contention, and the team to stay in contention with is going to be the team in lane number 4, Germany. So Britain well placed in lane 5, and a nice return to Sarah Hardcastle. There she is, the Union Jack on the cap, and a good start from Sarah. Wow, what a start! She left the German girl right on the block. But they're all off now, and I think Sarah is good for the British team. She's a tough competitor, and hopefully she'll stay in contention here, Drew, with the German swimmers. But also showing well, it looks in lane number 3, the Swedish team, and as are the Germans, of course, coming through. But in lane number 7, the Dutch team is going well too.
Yes, it's you forget because the first swimmer goes off at such a rate of knots with the excitement and being given the responsibility of taking the team out fast. You forget it's a 200-meter event and 4 lengths of the pool, and it's about pacing too. So the team's now beginning to settle down. We have Sweden on the hip of Germany, and in third place, over in lane 7, the Netherlands lead swimmer of Vlieghuis is sitting there in the bronze position. But a long way to go. A lot will happen between now and the end of the race, but the order being sorted out with the tremendous responsibility given to the lead swimmer.
It certainly is, and the lead swimmer from Sweden doing a good job here, staying on the hips of Keelglass, Germany's number 1 in this race anyway. So Sweden are looking good. Sarah Hardcastle from Great Britain, she's looking fairly good. Currently in 4th position now, but what a swim by the Swedish girl. Keelglass beginning to tighten up, and this is where the lead swimmer has to stay in contention. They know that the German team is a team to beat. If they can get a lead or in 2nd position and try and get rid of the team in 3rd place, then they know that a silver medal is up for grab. And there's really 4 teams going for that 2nd medal. Is Britain going to be one of them? As Keelglass comes through for Germany, and in for Germany is Osygus. 2nd position was Sweden. Schultz goes in for Sweden, and in for Great Britain it's Armitage. So in 3rd place it's Great Britain, and that's a great swim from Sarah Hardcastle. She kept in contention, just what was needed. But look at Osygus go. She's now beginning to extend the lead. There you can see the lead, about 4 meters over the 2nd team, which is Sweden.
And this is Simone Osygus's preferred event, the 200 freestyle, although she swam very hard in the 100 earlier this evening. So Osygus now setting up an almost unbreakable lead there of 4 or 5 meters on the 2nd team of Sweden, with Schultz, and Britain moving into a clear 3rd position there. That's a nice move by Armitage into 3rd position, but also moving well now is Kelligan for Holland, or the Netherlands, in lane 7. So it's the halfway point for these swimmers. It's the second swimmer out of 4 in this relay event.
What tends to happen in the relays is that they would put the first swimmer would probably be the second fastest swimmer in the team. The anchor swimmer would be the fastest swimmer, and the middle swimmers, the second and third swimmers, well, they've got to sort of mix and match it. But no doubt that the Germans have got tremendous team members here, and they've got this tactically right. But Simon Osygus is beginning to tire as Sweden turn and Great Britain turns. So Osygus, who looked very, very powerful up that first 100, well, her fitness is certainly suspect as the Swedes come again and the Brits come again. This is a great race, and this is what we want to see. We thought the Germans would be so far out in front, but they're not. They're not having everything in their way. And here comes Schultz for Sweden and Armitage for Great Britain. What a poor judged race there by Osygus from Germany. But in for Germany goes Van Almsick, and she's going to probably cure the nonsense. In for Sweden, well, in for Sweden, let me just tell you, London, and in for Great Britain, it's Hvid. So Britain's certainly on for a medal here, no doubt about that. Way back in 4th position, it's the team from the Netherlands, and the medals are going to hopefully come from these 3 teams in the middle of the screen.
So Germany now just holding off that challenge by Sweden. So it's Van Almsick in, and London now got the job of tackling the tremendous efficient stroke of Franziska van Almsick. There's the gap for you. It's about 4 or 5 meters, and Britain beginning to move up, even on Sweden, and the 4th and 5th swimmers also beginning to move up on 3rd position a little bit. Although at the moment it's going according to seeding, and a chance for perhaps Britain to win their first ever medal in this particular event. They've never done it in the relay team. Van Almsick there looking very controlled. It's a 200. Sweden again beginning a challenge as they get to this point in the relay swim. So it's clearly Germany, Sweden, Great Britain, with just coming up to 50 meters to go on the 3rd leg.
And the trouble is, though, it looks like Denmark are issuing a challenge to Hvid in lane 5 of Great Britain. Also, the Italians in lane 6 have issued a challenge. And this is where it starts to hurt. This is where our girls have sometimes let us down the last length. But Hvid now beginning to kick. The Swedish girl is beginning to kick. Van Almsick, well, she's got things nearly her own way. They're not going to win by such a large margin as we thought. Hvid beginning to tire now. The Italians in lane 6 see that. They really are coming, as do the Danes in lane 2. Germany goes in first. Sweden goes in second. Great Britain on the last leg goes in 3rd with Pickering. And just behind them, it was Italy in 6th. And also out of shot, it is Denmark in 2 and Netherlands in lane number 7. So a great 3rd leg there by the Italian swimmers, and it's up to Karen Pickering for Great Britain to try and hold on to that bronze medal position. She's a good competitor. She's swimming the 200 individual race here, not the medley, the freestyle, and it looks like she is beginning to get that 3rd position concreted. I should say that's the wrong word, but she's making that position, hopefully Britain.
Well, Dagmar Haas is unchallengeable. The only German female gold medalist from Barcelona. She's not going to be caught. The gold medal will go to Germany. But actually, Pickering looks as if she's making a little bit of headway on the Swedish team at the 100 mark. But it's about 1.5 meters in it. Sweden there battling away with Nilsson there swimming their anchor leg. Pickering coming back. Yes, Pickering moving up onto her feet. And looks as if Britain might just hang on to the medal. The next team in contention is Denmark, and they're about 3 or 4 meters adrift from GB. But there you see Dagmar Hasse from Germany making the last turn in the 4x200 meters freestyle relay. Second is Nilsson of Sweden, and in 3rd place Karen Pickering of Great Britain.
Well, it's going to take a tremendous leg from Karen Pickering of Great Britain if she's going to pick up the silver for the team. I think Nilsson from Sweden can see her. So there's only 25 meters to go. We're going to run out of time and space but we're going to win a bronze medal. The gold is going to go to this team, Germany, with Dagmar Haas coming through for Germany, touching first now. Comfortable and expected victory. Second position going to form is Sweden, and what a great swim by the British girls, touching now for their bronze medal. And that is a record, a national record for the German team. And Great Britain too have set a record, so we don't swim this race too often. 8:11.11 for Great Britain, some 2 seconds off, 2.5 seconds I should say, off the national record. Correct me, that wasn't the record I don't think for the German team, but never mind. We've got the times here, and we've got the men ready for the final of the 100 meters butterfly. In lane 1, Kirichenko, the 22-year-old swimmer, defending champion. Keller, well, he's a bit of a character. He goes in lane 2 for Germany. Very popular with the crowd. He was here a couple of months ago in one of the British meets. And Italian record holder goes in 3, Laera. And that time, 53.92. So he'll be hoping to do that faster in the final. And there is the silver medalist from Barcelona, the man who is here to be, I suppose, put that medal in the position. It's I'm here to win this race. Kula from Poland. Milosevic from Croatia in lane 5. Great to see him here, considering all the problems. Lane 6, Pankratov from the Soviet Union, from Russia I should say, not the Soviet Union anymore. 19-year-old swimmer, European junior champion in 91. And Hinkin from Ukraine goes in lane 7. Another Olympic finalist, 4th in the Olympic Games. So this is looking to be a good final. And in lane number 8, Esposito from France, European champion in the 200 fly, goes now in the shorter event, the 100 fly. So this really is looking to be a good final. I reckon it's going to take around 53.3 to win this. And I think the man that must be the favorite, Drew, is Kula from Poland in lane number 4.
Yes, top 50 in the world in 93. It's Milosevic from Croatia that's ranked number 1 in the world at the moment in long course 100 fly. So it may be an interesting final, as you say. 100 fly.
Well, only 2 tenths between their times from the heats this morning. Sukala and Milosevic. That's lane 4. Sukala in 4, the fastest qualifier. And in lane number 5, which will be on top of the picture, of your picture I should say, goes, and what a great start from all these swimmers here. All go together, good streamlined start. The camera does tend to favour the swimmer in lane number 1, and he's not leading. In fact, we look now to lane number 7. Ninkin from the Ukraine is really going out very, very fast, as is Milosevic in lane number 5. So who's going to hit the first 50? I think it's going to be Ninkin in lane 7. Yes, it is. 24.99. That's fast.
That is extremely fast. Now these swimmers are all experienced. They've come back off the wall. They know where they are in the pool. They're at 75 metres. They aren't thinking about each other, though. They're just getting that technique right and the power. As 50 metres to go, this is a great final.
Zakula trying to come through in lane 4. It's very hard to actually say who's going to win this. Also 6, Pankratov is coming through. Is Pankratov going to get it? No! Zakula, 53.44, really got the head down the last 5 metres there. In second position, it was the man in lane number 6 who I thought might get it. But it looks like Zakula has just won that by 0.02 of a second. What a finish for him. And Dean, which would have given him close to his national record. So no doubt the Russian coach will have that on video, and we'll be able to show Pankratov what a poor finish he had, and go back to the drawing board and maybe do a bit of work on the finish of his butterfly races.
One, Simone Osygus from Germany, member of the gold medal winning relay team last night, a best of 2:01, and she prefers the 50 and the 100. although she swam very well in that 200 relay last night. Into Olga Kirichenko, 7th in the Olympic Games in 92. A relay bronze from the medley relay in Barcelona and a 2:00 best ever. In lane 3, Luminita Dobrescu, bronze medalist in the European Championships in 87 and 91 and 5th in the Olympic Games. Her best is 2:00 as well. So they all swam about 2 seconds outside in the heat. Franziska van Almsick. Now looking at her next gold medal. She is the European champion on 100 free with a record last night. Silver in the Olympic Games and also a world record holder on short course. In 5, Martina Moravcova. Absolutely delighted with her silver medal yesterday in the 100 freestyle and set a personal best this morning of 2:02.17. Karen Pickering from Great Britain. A second final for her. A bronze medal in the relay. Tremendous reception from the home Sheffield crowd. 10th in the Olympic Games on this event. 3 times the national champion of Great Britain. In lane 7, it's Louise Johncke, 17-year-old, setting a new Swedish record yesterday at the beginning of their relay team in the silver medal position. 2:01.87 she did yesterday. And finally, Malin Nilsson of Sweden. 2 Swedes in this final. Personal best of 2:02. She was close to it this morning. So that's the full lineup. David, any thoughts on the 200 free?
Well, I think there's no doubt in my mind that Van Almsick is going to win this one. The question is who's going to pick up the silver and who's going to pick up the bronze. Karen Pickering, who did fairly well in the 100 yesterday, came in 6th in that. Well, if she gets close to her personal best time, 2:00.30, could go close to the bronze medal position. And if she tries to attack Johncke's British record, she certainly has a good chance. But that is the fastest qualifier, lane 4, Van Almsick on her way, presumably, to a 3rd gold medal.
And a clean start on the 200 freestyle, and that's very, very important because this is now part of the sprint program. Van Almsick going well, and her colleague Simone Osygus in lane 1 going well for the first 25, and being a 50 specialist, that would be expected. Van Almsick there with now an accustomed stroke, one we love watching because it's technically very, very sound. Heads onto that first turn, pulling over 27.24. Now that's nice pacing for the 200. That's looking very, very good. Good control in the stroke. And this is what comes out from Van Almsick. Already she's left the field, you know, a body length behind, and we're only at 75 meters. There is balance, there is control. She breathes to that right-hand side, but there is centralization of the stroke to get maximum power. 5 meters off the 100 and halfway mark. Van Almsick turns in 57.05.
My goodness me, 57, that is a second under world record pace. So she is attacking this world record pace. The crowd are now aware of it. She is totally dominant as we thought she would be. I bet she wished she had the other German swimmer right next to her to pace her through, but she doesn't seem like she needs any pace. The major thing about this swimmer, if you look at the leg kick, it's power the whole way. It hardly ever stops kicking. Now she's coming up to the last turn. She hits the wall there, 1:27.79. She's on world record pace. She's just got to finish on about 29 seconds. She's going for it, Drew. I think she could get it.
Yes, and the crowd know it. The cheers are up. They see the class. They see that this world record of 1:57.55 is severely under threat. It's Van Almsick by herself. Second place and third place being fought out, but it's Van Almsick with the clock ticking down. 54.55. Van Almsick in. It's close, but it's just outside. The sound of the crowd just dying away there. The cheers are for a tremendous swim there. Pickering picking up the bronze medal in third place, 2:02.02. Van Almsick hanging on to the... Confirming the championship record and the full times from that 200 freestyle.
I think what you notice on Van Almsick is that there's a power in the first 100. She's trying to blow the rest of the swimmers out of the water. And we return from another balance sight, but it doesn't seem to have affected Tamastani. But there in lane number 1, we're going to have Jorge Perez. It looks like a bit of a change in the lane order. So Perez is the lane 1 from Spain. In lane number 2, it's going to be Frederick Hvid from Spain.
Lane number 3, 4-time Dutch national champion, from the Netherlands, Marcel.
And in lane number 4, Marcel Wouda from the Netherlands, world ranked 3rd this year. But there's Thomas Dani, in fact only ranked number 6 in the world this year, but he's the double Olympic champion 88 and 92, double world champion 86, 91, 3 times double European champion 85, 87, 89, and the world record holder. And Sievinen from Finland, 19-year-old swimmer, well, he certainly is improving. National record in the heats this morning, 4:19.98. But if you look at that time, it's some 7 seconds off the world record from Dani. In lane 6, Patrick Kuhl from Germany, 25-year-old swimmer. He's a 4-time German national champion and silver medalist in this event in 88-89. So this is turning out to be an excellent field. In lane number 7, Valdiev. So he's one of the top swimmers from Ukraine, looking for a good swim. Best time 4:25 in the recent Universiade Games in Buffalo. And in lane number 8, it's Krachevil from the Czech Republic. So all eyes really here. If he's in form, he'll walk this. But his recent form hasn't been that good, but he looks in good shape to me. Lost any body fat that he might have, Drew, and
To lower that record again to get close to him.
And a good start from Dani in lane number 4. Yeah, Sievinen has a lot to be asked of from the finish. The Finns already won 1 gold here, so they're looking for another gold here. And straight away, Dani gets into that lovely extension of the butterfly. Arms coming right over. But the man with the white cap in the middle of the stream, Sievinen from Finland, who looks to be a good exponent on the butterfly. We do expect him to be fairly good on the fly. Dani, tremendous turn there, and that's what Dani is good for. Off the wall, very powerful. In fact, there's not much wrong at all with his 4 strokes, and he's great off the start, and he's great off the wall. So the first 2 swimmers on the butterfly, Sievinen the challenger, and Dani the world record holder, Olympic champion. There you can see the lazy leg kick on the butterfly. So coming up to the second turn on the butterfly, I think it's going to be Sievinen that just maybe gets it.
Sievinen in 59.24 there at the 100, just getting the touch on Dani, and also Jorge Perez down in lane 1. Perez is flying in 3rd position, out of shot at the moment, because in the backstroke, this is where Dani can often kill off opponents. But this morning we wondered what was happening to him, because he seemed to be losing control of the race, and several swimmers in his heat challenged him all the way through the back and the breast, and in fact made him work hard for a 4:19. Remember, in the 400 individual medley, you have room and time to pace yourself for the heats and then bring it down. They call dropping the time for the final. But now this is looking good as we approach the halfway point of the second length of backstroke. Sievinen still holding out a slight lead. Dani on his shoulder, and Perez still going well in lane number 1, out of shot.
Well, it's quite incredible. There are actually 3 men up in touch with Dani at this stage. So Sievinen is making a race of it. Cool just coming into the picture at the top there. And the Spanish in lane number 1, the Spanish record holder down in lane number 1, doing well on the backstroke. Now will this event, the breaststroke 100 in the middle, separate the men from the boys? Is Sievinen tough enough? And Dani takes a look to see. He's thinking, what are you doing there? You shouldn't be there. I'm the world record holder. I'm the world and Olympic champion. But Sievinen is tough. He's only 19 years of age, but he's going to hold on. We know he's prepared well for this. He set a national record in the heats this morning, and Dani's form really has been suspect. He turns there. We've got to look for good turns from him. The rest of the field now maybe just a little bit out of it. The race is certainly going to develop in the middle. But here comes Marcel Wouda, also from Netherlands. So maybe the rest of the field aren't out of this. They're probably surprised that Jani isn't 5 meters in front. And I think we could have a surprise here. Wouda coming through very strong. Jani looks to be a little bit weak on the breaststroke. He's got the 2 men on either side. Sievinen in 5 from Finland and Wouda from the Netherlands in 3. There's just over 100 meters to go. Drew, Jani could be losing his crown.
Well, Marcel Wouda ranked number 3 in the world this year. And this will be a surprise and probably a delight for Jani to have competition, because we've seen him so often out there on his own. It's Jani with Sievinen on his hips and Marcel Wouda trying hard to hang on to these seasoned and experienced leaders of the 400 medley. It's Jani working very hard in the freestyle. 50 meters to go after this turn. Jani clearly, Sievinen of Finland, Wouda of the Netherlands. And Jani now beginning to draw away, but Sievinen still in there for the fight for the finish.
Wouda's out of it, but as you say, Sievinen is still there. There's 25 meters to go. Sievinen attacks again. Jani is tiring. Does he have enough guts and experience to hold on? Here comes Sievinen with 10 meters to go. Jani, of course, can't see him. Sievinen with 5 is going through. Who's going to get a touch? Jani, I think, gets it. Yes, Thomas Jani just gets a touch there. He couldn't see Sievinen come because he was breathing to his left-hand side and having no sight in his left thigh. Wasn't aware of the challenge, but he must have known that Sievinen was there. What a finish by the 19-year-old swimmer from Finland. What a time to improve his best time by another 4 seconds. Jani 3 seconds off world record, but Drew, their time still very good. Jani 4:15.24. Okay, 3 seconds off world record, but he smiles and he's got away with that. From Netherlands, picks up the bronze medal. So all good times there, great race. We're going to take a break and we'll be back after this.
Any swimmer could do well and pick up a surprising position. So lane 1, Audrey Guerit of France, the French record holder, 2:33.69 in the heat, with a 2:30 behind her as her record. Lane 2, Elena Donati from Italy. Again, 2:33 in the heat. Sure, it was very, very even. Her best 2:32. A great place for Marie Hardeman, qualifying in bronze medal position. National champion in 93. This is her first major championship, setting a new English record this morning in 2:33.01. Brigitte Beccu from Belgium, silver medalist in the European Championships in 89. An impressive Belgian record of 2:29 to aim at. And it's Beccu that leads the field. In lane 5, Anna Nikitina from Russia. Russian champion in 93, third in the European Juniors in 91, and a 2:32 from the heat. Eileen Austevoll from Norwegian. The Norwegian squad going well. A new Norwegian record this morning in 2:33.23 shows that Eileen is ready for anything. Manuela Dalla Valle, the oldest swimmer in the field, one of the oldest in the championships at 30. I hope she doesn't mind me saying that. Ex-national champion of Italy, 8th in the Olympic Games in 92. And to complete the lineup is Elena Makarova, the newcomer to the Russian team, setting a personal best of 2:33.7 in the heat. So all on 2:33, 2:32, except Beccu in 2:30. So an open 200 breaststroke final to look forward to.
And Brigitte Beccu from Belgium there, you can see her in lane number 4. Well, on paper, she seems to be the clear favourite. She's 2.7 seconds ahead of Nikitina from the Soviet Union in lane 5. Marie Hardeman, another half a second behind Nikitina. So Hardeman, a teammate of Nick Gillingham from the City of Birmingham club, could win a medal here. There is no reason why she shouldn't. She's got to improve her time by at least 2.5 seconds, though. And good start from all the swimmers, Drew, and let's see who surfaces first. And it looked like Nikitina in lane 5.
Yes, Nikitina in lane 5, quickly overtaken there by someone in lane 1, the Audrey Guerit, just coming through very fast. But there, nice tidy stroke. We'll see lots of different techniques in this women's breaststroke. And Baku being challenged now by Nikitina for the lead after the first 50. Just coming up to the end of that, entering the red. And Nikitina going well on the surface there. Lane 5 in 34.58. So the 17-year-old Russian champion heading out an experienced field, but we did say that this event was particularly open.
Well, it certainly is, and the race now is developing between Nikitina in 5 and Baku in lane 4, with Marie Hardeman and Freestyle hanging on there. Interesting to note the difference of the technical stroke between Nikitina, long stroke, but head kept quite steady, very powerful, whereas Baku, the shorter of the two girls, really revving very hard. Now, my money at this stage would certainly be on Nikitina. She looks to be the more relaxed, but whether she's got the stroke to be able to turn over and increase the volume. Marie Hardeman in lane 3, still doing well. Third position at the turn, so she looks like she's going to improve her time. So Baku and Nikitina leading. Marie Hardeman with the Union Jack on her cap, certainly in contention there. And now Ostervold from Norway is moving up. So this is going to be some race, and anybody can win this race. Marie Hardeman looking excellent. Baku looks like she's tiring, and so does Nikitina. There's 4 girls now going with 55 meters for that gold medal. This is the most open race I've seen for a long time.
And Baku looks there, yes, 152.7, but the challenge is coming from all over in this field. A great turn there by Baku for a short swimmer. Now they're all revving. The crowd see all of their champions getting a chance at victory. Baku really revving up. Hardeman has dropped out. Nikitina in there, also going well. Dalla Valle over in lane 7, beginning to come back in the last 15 meters of the 200 breaststroke. But Baku is now a body length up as she gets into the last 10. Baku making it her own. Dalla Valle coming hard. The Italians coming from altitude. Nikitina fighting out. Hardeman coming back. It's a tremendous finish. 2:31 going to Baku. Hardeman picks up a bronze. Tremendous swim from the Birmingham 18-year-old. And in second place, Nikitina. So the middle lanes, the bottom lanes, the seated lanes showing through at the end of the 200 breaststroke. But what an exciting race indeed. Baku under pressure all the way through that. Nearly all the times improved, apart from perhaps Makarova dropping to 2:34.
Not a real class field, if we consider the world record is some 6 seconds fast. Holmert, Frolander, Werner in lane number 1. And in fact, looking at their times, they must be fairly tough to beat too. So maybe it's Sweden and Germany challenging, but Germany the favourites, I think. Finland with Sievinen going off first, Kasvio second, Lentinen and Hansky. Well, that's their team in lane number 2. Lane number 3 will find the French team of Marchand, Pavrik, Poirot and Bordeaux. Their record, personal best time for 4 members, 7:23, and that's their national record. Lane 4, my favourites, the Russian team of Lepikov, Kirichenko, Mukhin and Sadovi. This is the team that won the silver in the Olympic Games. Not the exact team, but the Russians won it. And in lane number 5, Hoffman, Kroger, Keller and Zesna go for Germany. Lane number 6, the Italians, Siciliano, Trevisan, Edini and Zorzan. The 4 members of the Italian team. And the British team will be in lane number 7. Paul Palmer, the British record holder, will lead off. Clayton will go second. Martin Carr will be their third swimmer. A lot of pressure lies on him as the third swimmer. He's got to really put in a good leg, and Mella will be the fastest and 4th swimmer. So the teams really to watch: Sweden in 1, Russia in 4, Britain in 7 and Germany in 5. There you can see the lane order. And the power in the Swedish team really comes from their second man, Holmert, but they've got Tommy Werner going off as their anchor man, so they have got a very tough team. Volin, also a man that we've seen in fine form in the 200 meters freestyle. He'll be leading them off. And a good start by the Finnish team.
Is Finland, just as you picked them out there, David, because they've got Sievinen and Kasvio and Lehtinen who swam well in the 400 medley. So they may be a surprise team to look for.
Well, as we said, it is an open race. The Finns with Malin in lane number 1. They're trying to streak into a lead. The ladies in the 4x200 relay yesterday, well, they picked up the silver. They'll be trying to go one better. And if Malin has his way, as you can see right down at the bottom of the picture, he's going to try and give them the lead. But he's swimming against Lepikov for the Russian and Hoffman in lane 5. But there really isn't much in it here. But if you look up at lane number 7, Paul Palmer, with that long, lopey stroke of his, is really committing himself. And he's going to take Britain through first after 100. So it's lane 7, Palmer, 53.47. It looks like he's after his British record, so wouldn't that be great? Because of course in the lead-off you can set records because you get a final time and you get the good start. So Palmer doing a great job for Great Britain, Drew. In second place it looks like the Germans in 5, and in third the Russians in 4, and the Swedes now, Wallin beginning to tire a little bit. And still Paul Palmer coming to turn. He's swimming exceedingly well, but what a turn the French got in lane number 3. So it's Marchand from France, but Palmer still at the top of the picture, doing a good job.
And lane number 3 now, it's Marchand, Christophe Marchand. A tremendous kick there from Marchand in the final meters of the first 200. So bringing them into contention, it's Christophe Marchand of France, I think, going to hand over with Paul Palmer challenging as well. With 49.59. for Palmer, just taking Great Britain into the lead there. So the second swimmer for Great Britain is Andrew Clayton, tremendous responsibility. In lane number 4 we see Kirichenko from Russia, an experienced swimmer, and the French, they did hand over very, very close to first place, with De Fabrique now just allowing the others to get a little bit of a lead. Coming back also in lane 6, it's Trevisan, Massimo Trevisan of Italy. But already this race building up to a pitch.
And there is the man Holmert from Sweden. Well, I think at the end of this leg he's going to give them a lead, but he's been challenged by Kirichenko, the Russian, in lane 4. Clayton for Great Britain. Well, what a good start he's got. He's beginning to drop off the pace now. He's got to try and keep in contention. They need a good swim from the 2 medal men. That's Clayton and Martin Carl. But the Russians are getting a good swim from Kirichenko. But what a swim Holmertz is doing. He's a great team man. He's even trying to kick a little bit hard. One of the criticisms that Holmertz has had is he doesn't get that kick going. But here he is in the team race, and he's finishing very tough down the third length. Turns now, he's got 50 meters to go. He's certainly going to give Sweden a lead. And could Sweden be an outside chance for winning a gold medal? Holmertz is really trying to make sure that they get a dominant lead. In fact, he's increased that lead now, Drew, by about 3 meters over the second place in lane 4, the Russians.
Yes, it's Sweden, Russia, and of course the Italian men, always good at this event, 4x200 freestyle. Sweden now beginning to tire a little bit, Holmertz, but he's done the job. He's gone in 4th, he's taken them up to 1st and handed over to Frolander. And Frolander now with 3 meters of a lead. In lane 4 in the center of the pool, it's Mukin for Russia, and the Italian swimmer is Idini. So Sweden, Russia and Italy as they head out for the first 50. Remember, this is the third leg swimmer, and Frolander looking good.
He certainly is. Frolander got a dynamite start there. In fact, I hope it wasn't too dynamite, because it looked like he might have just gone before Holmertz touched the pad. I hope not, and we'll wait to the end of the race to see whether they do get disqualified. But Frolander now is inexperienced, showing he really bombed the first 50. He's beginning to tire now as Mukin in lane number 4 comes hard at him. And can Frolander keep this lead for Sweden? In third place it's the Italians, and swimming for Italy is Idini. Plenty of experience there. Frolander now turns. He can look and see exactly where the rest of the field are. He's got a panoramic view over this pool. He'll see the Russians by Mukin in lane 4 and second. He'll see the Italians swimming with Idini in third. The British team with Martin Carl, well, I think they're now in 5th position. So the Swedes still doing well. Frolander turns for home. Looking for Russia, turns for home, as is Idini in lane 7. So these 3 teams are going to challenge for gold, and Tommy Werner is going to go in for Sweden against the Olympic champion Hvid. So what a final 4 lengths we've got in store.
And Sweden just leading Russia. Russia being overhauled by the Italians, and coming through also in lane 5 is Germany. They look back, and it is Zorzan for the Italians. That's the first three, and Stefan Zessner in there for Germany. But it's clear at the moment, Tommy Werner, so often he's been handed a lead or at least a good medal position, and he's had to do the job for Sweden. There he is again, that classic high elbow revving style. Not a terribly powerful leg kick, but still holding on to that 2 or 3 meter lead. And we just have to check out and see if Evgeny Sadovy there in the middle of the pool, head down, tremendous leg kick, beautiful technician Sadovy, double gold medalist in the Olympic Games 92. And now with 100 meters to go, it's Werner making the turn for Sweden, has the lead being caught. Sadovy, and then Zorzan for Italy. So Sweden still in the lead with about 75 meters to go.
Well, Tommy Werner had 2 seconds of the lead over Sadovy going into this. At the 100 to go, he still had 2 seconds of the lead. And I don't think any man in the world could take 2 seconds off Tommy Werner with 100 meters to go. But he ought to thank that man, Sadovy, for that victory.
I'd love to see the split time. What did Sadovy do for his 200 freestyle? That will be an amazing swim. And a real battle also for bronze medal as Zessner swam a tremendous 200 freestyle to take Germany into the bronze medal position. Putting fast swimmers out first, holding them back to third position, maybe leaving them as anchor leg. But Russia showed that they had the overall strength, the overall competitors to take that gold medal. Germany lucky to get to silver on a DQ, but that's part of the rule of swimming. You got to do everything legal, everything through that. Line up to the 400 meters freestyle for women, and this is the A final. There are medals at stake here. Lane 1, Olga Kirichenko, bronze medalist from the relay in Barcelona, representing Russia. In 2, Malin Nilsson, which is Linda in Swedish record holder, 7th in the Olympic Games in 92, and a silver here in the relay earlier, representing Sweden. In lane 3, Beatrice Scoada from Romania, 17 years of age, silver medalist in the European Championships in 91, and had 3 more medals of silver in Athens, so a class background. Dagmar Hasse, the Olympic champion for this event, the only woman in the German team to win gold, also won silver in the 200 back in Barcelona, representing Germany. In lane 5, the experienced 22-year-old from Norway, Irene Dolby. She's the defending champion on this event, 4th in the World Championships in 91 and the Norwegian record holder. In 6, Kerstin Kielgass, bronze medalist in the Olympic Games 92 on the 200 freestyle. So she has sprint ability. Does she have the endurance at 23? Sarah Hardcastle. Sarah coming back after a long break in swimming. Commonwealth Games champion, silver medalist in the Olympic Games in 84. Returning to major championships with a relay bronze earlier this week. And completing the lineup is Kirsten Vlieghuis from the Netherlands, the Dutch champion in 93. Dutch record of 4:09.40, however, was set in 1977 by the great Annelies Maas. So that is some target for a swimmer whose best is 4:19. I'm sure that record will stay there for a long time. But the 8 swimmers now going for gold, silver, bronze, and a name in the record books. Sarah Hardcastle there, concentrating hard. We thought she looked a little bit tired at the end of the heat swim. It's now whether or not she can recover for the final. There, Dagmar Hasse of Germany, the Olympic champion, now coming to the European Championships. Ooh, little bit of second time of asking. 8 swimmers away, 400 freestyle. Clean dive by all. They're all about the same height. There's no huge swimmer in the lineup. Going well in lane 1, Olga Kirichenko from Russia. Also got forum with the relay bronze from the Olympic Games and 6th in the 200 yesterday. With Kirichenko ranked well in this event in the world rankings at the moment, but that means nothing with the Canadians now finished their championships, the Americans. They're a nice smooth action by Kirichenko, doing a nice job in lane 1. It's difficult when you're an outside lane. You can see everybody on the right hand breathing as she does there, but you do feel a little bit lonely in terms of the final competition. So coming to the end of the first 100, Kirichenko setting off on a nice brisk pace on this 400 freestyle. She moves into that last few meters. Nice positive turn, 59.67. Now that happens to be under world record pace, but the world record of Janet Evans at 4:03 I think is well out of touch, but that's a very positive start.
Well, Kirichenko has decided to take the race to the rest of the field, and what a field that is. Dagmar Haas is Olympic champion, and as Drew also pointed out, good backstroke, winning silver in that. Sarah Hardcastle out of touch right now, but Sarah, one shouldn't worry about her position at the 150 meters because she tends to swim the race rather evenly split, so she'll be looking for the first 200 to probably be around 2.4, 2.5, and then to come back hopefully in around 2.7, 2.8. Now it's also rather ironic that Sarah, who's in lane 7 with a white cap, just at the end of the picture on the top left right hand side of your screen, if she was to swim to her best time in British record of 4:07, she would win this, because I don't think even Haas is going to post as fast as that time. So Sarah Hardcastle in lane number 7, currently in 8th position, leading the race still is Kirichenko from Russia in lane number 1. Slowed down a little bit, turning 2:04.28, so they've now dropped 2 seconds off the world record. But Kirichenko really giving a good pace now for Dagmar Haas in lane 4 to begin to motor into the lead. But Haas is not going to have it her own way, because her teammate in lane 6, Kirstine Kielglas, who was a bronze medalist in the Olympic Games, is challenging her for that lead. So the race, Drew, is really, I think, going to be on amongst the two Germans. Sarah really has to push in a good third 100 here. She's in a nice position next to Kielglas, but I'm afraid Kielglas now is beginning to motor, as is Dagmar Haas in the middle of your screen.
Yes, Haas was a rather surprising winner of the gold medal in Barcelona, but she's held that form ever since. Stockily built, very powerful, even pace swimmer, very balanced swimmer, very short stroking, very strong underwater, legs doing just enough, 3:08.1. Time's not really important at this stage, I think, now that the race has gone the way it has. Dagmar Haas there, beginning now to put the others under severe pressure, even Kielglas in lane 7. There is a real battle on for the silver and bronze. Haas looks as if she's got the gold sewn up. So coming through now, we have Irene Dalby of Norway and Beatrice Skoda of Romania. But that's for silver and for bronze, with Kielglas just hanging on. Dagmar Haase into the last 50. Now the leg's beginning to kick. She's been doing a 2-beat kick. That shows the experience of Dagmar Haase. Malin Nilsson too of Sweden, the Swedish swimming very well. They're coming through in lane number 2. But Haase leading the field from 25 to take this 400 freestyle.
It could be a German 1-2 here, but Nilsson from Sweden in lane 2 is really making a sprint. No doubt about the winner. Haas comes through with 5 meters to go. The race is on for the silver. Kielglas is going to get it. Sarah Hardcastle is way out of touch. So the goal to Haas. Silver to Kielglas, and Dalby just gets the touch there. Dalby, what a fine finish. Those long arms coming round. But there was no doubt about who was going to win that race with 100 meters to go. Haas stamped her authority on the race in the 300. 400, she was 2 meters clear, and it was just a story about who was going to win the silver. So it's a German 1-2 on the 400 freestyle final, with Haas getting the gold, Kielglas getting the silver. Kielglas, to me, looked like she was certainly tiring on the third 100.
Was so hard. Even Mark Foster's gone to him for 3 days a week training to build up a background. A little liaison between Higgs and Doug Campbell. But I think the swimmer does need the rest, even the middle distance swimmer.
Well, you can see there her time was, a second 0.3 slower than she did in the heat. So that heat took a lot out of her. And she was never really in touch in the 400 meters freestyle. But well done. I mean, she's come back and she's made a final of the European champion. He'll have to improve that by at least a second if he's going to be amongst the medals. There in lane 4 is Popov. Filling the goggles up with water to make sure that they won't steam up if he gets them on his face. Looking very relaxed, very comfortable. And I must say, in terms of technical merit, he would probably get 10 out of 10 for his stroke. But they're in lane 1, Tommy Werner, Swedish record holder, 27 years of age now. Looked fairly tired in the 4x200 freestyle where the team should have won silver, but they were disqualified, so they got nothing. Lane 2, Christian Troger from Munich, 23 years of age. His best time 49.94. He'll be wanting to get close to that in the final tonight, or even better. Vladimir Predkin from Russia. He'll go in lane number 3. Now he set a personal best time to qualify third fastest for this final. So is he on the edge of his swimming, or is he improving? There's the European record holder, Olympic champion and defending European champion, world number 1, Popov from Russia in lane number 4. Posted a time 49.82. Minkin from Ukraine in lane number 5. Double relay silver medalist in the Olympic Games in 92, of course swimming for the Soviet Union, and now swimming for Ukraine. Kalfayan from Antibes in France, he goes in lane number 6. His personal best, which he did in the heat, 50.07, so he wants to go under that barrier of 50. Mazulis from Lithuania, coached by an American who lives in London and coaches Waltham Forest, but he's a national coach to Lithuania, Mark Taylor, but that's Mazulis from Lithuania, world rank number 2. And there in Mike Fibbins from Great Britain, 25-year-old swimmer from Barnet Copthall, great cheer for him. British record holder at 50.24. Time posted in the heats, 50.47. So he's swimming towards his best, but he's really got to get something out of this, something special if he's going to win a medal at these European Championships. So there's Popov, just making sure the trunks are on nice and tight. That's a nice little touch to make sure the feet aren't too wet to slip on the blocks. Gets into the start position, and he will step forward. Grab start, and a great start from Popov in lane number 4, and Drew, he really must be the clear favourite for this race.
Yes, I think that if he's been training well since all he's travelling, he'll be having a go at that record. He looks superb in the heat. It's Popov, and in lane number 2, Christian Troger going absolutely flat out. Those are the two that are making a little bit of dent in this field of Class 100 freestylers. There's Popov, but Troger gets a time of 23.73.
Well, Troger's a great sprinter, doesn't have a hell of a kick, and he really has to get out in the first 50, but here comes Popov in lane number 4. The man that's expected to win this is beginning to have things all his own way, and Mazulis in lane 7 trying to hold on there, but Popov is going to win this gold medal. He's going to get his head down now. Long arm touch, 49.15. European Championship record, not a European record. In second place, it was Werner from Sweden, an outside smoker in lane 1, so the Swedes extremely happy with that. But there's Popov, relaxes onto his back, checks out his time, won't be that happy with 49.15. By the time he did that,
it just matches how the Swedes are going off. So they're confirmed results for you. Popov takes the gold, the new championship record. Werner the silver, and Pavel Nikin, the new man from Ukraine, in 49.76 takes the bronze in the men's 100 freestyle. In Barcelona, came to fame in Seoul. She is the form swimmer. The question is, can she go under 60 seconds? There was Ana Barros of Portugal, set a new Portuguese record this morning, so she's swimming well. Lane 2, Kathy Osher, swimming out of Barnet Copthall with Mark Foster and Doug Campbell, her coach. Great Britain record holder, 5 times national champion. Lane 3, Sandra Volka, European sprint champion, 92 and 93, and the German champion this year, ranked 4th in the world. But Christina Eggerdeggy, that's where all eyes will be, because it's about time. Personal best, world record of 1:00.31. Everyone would like to see somebody going under 1 minute for 100 backstroke for women. Already taking gold here in the 400 IM. Nina Shivanevskaya, great short course season. Can she convert this to long course? European junior champion 92, bronze medalist in the relay in Barcelona, representing Russia. In lane 6, Therese Alshamar. This Swedish champion has just moved into the rankings. Number 18 in the world this year with 103.26, which she did in the heat, setting a new Swedish record. In 7, Lorenza Vigarani of Italy, Italian record holder. Winner of 25 national titles between 85 and 93. Setting a record of 102.85. And they are Anja Eichhorst of Germany, bronze medalist in the European Championships back in 89, makes this the final. In 104.43 from the heat. Eichhorst just completing that lineup on a fairly slow time. Now a standard that everybody looks to get under is 64.
Ideal situation, ideal pool, fast pool, as they're under starters orders for 2 lengths of the pool.
Well, this backstroke event away cleanly. A lot of underwater butterfly. And a very, very quick start there by Sandra Volker in lane 3. So that's put Egersegi under pressure right away. Also looked good from the heats was Sievinen in lane 5. And I think that's where the battle will be. It's Volker, ranked number 4, the German champion. And Egerzegi's having to work hard just to get on the shoulder of Volker. There's Egersegi coming to the wall, the familiar blue hat that she swims, roll over. All 3 together. Egersegi gets the time, 29.71.
Wow, a good first 50 underworld record pace, and that was a great start by Volker. Exactly what Egersegi wanted. The young 15-year-old from Russia, Sievinen, is still there, and this is the first time for a long time that Egersegi's been put under this sort of pressure. I still think she's going to win. She's beginning to motor now, but Sievinen is still there. Egersegi now beginning to have it to motor to get to this last 5 meters first. She's going for the wall. Is she going to get it? No, she doesn't get the world record. But lane 5 is given the time. Now, I think this is a mistake because Egersegi definitely touched first there. Her time has not been recorded. She did touch the wall.
And Volker 101.89. Alshammar of Sweden was next, 2 seconds between 1, 2 and 3 and then the 4th place. That's the difference in the level at the top.
And also, Drew, talking about levels at the top, but Egersegi 60.83 for